Hey everyone, this is Jeremy, and I'm back again to share with you my board game, Escape Dead End Asylum. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick playthrough of the board game today. Since it's just myself, I'm only playing with 2 out of the 4 characters. I'm playing as Gus and Gwendy, and then we also have Rose Fenway and Brody Garrett. But just to make things kind of go along quicker, I'm going to play with 2. I should note that each character has different abilities, which does affect the game play as you're going throughout the board. Gus can hold on to 2 inventory items, which you draw from the chance piles, whereas every other character in the game can only hold on to 1. The inventory items are you're able to hold on to them, or you can play them immediately. And then Gwendy, she has her own ability, which is a little bit of insight that allows her to be extra cautious around traps such as these holes in the floorboard that you see. And she would have to roll a d4 to determine whether she falls through the hole or she just stays here. So 1 through 2, she doesn't fall through. A 3 and a 4, she hits the floor. I hope you liked that, because that just popped into my head. So really quickly, just the setup of the board game. Each player is going to start here in the center of the game board and work their way around the spiral board until they get to the exit. The premise of the game is to make it to the exit without losing all of your health points, which here are these black tokens. I call them sanity tokens. And then we also experience chance spaces, event spaces, to which you're going to draw chance cards and event cards. And then you also have these eyeballs, which are enemies, which are the ghosts of the deranged patients of the asylum. And they deal an automatic 1 damage to you if you land on those spaces. And then you also have the insanity spinner, which is an event that you experience by drawing the sanity spinner card. We're also going to need 3 of these dice. So you have a d4, which is going to determine movement around the board. You have a d12 and a d4, which will determine the outcomes of your events. So let's get into it. So just to start off the game, since it's played in a clockwise rotation, each player is going to roll the dice to determine who goes first. So I'll roll for Gus. Gus rolled a 6. So let's see if Gwendy can actually beat a 6. Gwendy rolled a 6. I kind of just tossed it on there. We'll go again. Gus rolled a 1, and Gwendy rolled a 5. So Gwendy's going to go first today. So let's see what she gets. 3. 1, 2, 3. And I hope that the game board is bright enough for you to see. The printer did print it kind of dark. So Gus rolled a 3, 1, 2, 3. Gwendy rolled a 3, 1, 2, 3. So she landed on a chance space. So she has to draw a chance card today, which is a cracked mirror shard. It's a strategic card and single use. Reveal the top event card before drawing, and you may discard and redraw. So Gwendy's going to hold on to that into her inventory because I think that that's going to come in handy. Just remember, if she draws another chance card, then she has to either discard that one or use it immediately, or she discards that one and can hold on to that one. So now it's Gus's turn. He rolled a 2. Gwendy's turn. She rolled a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now that she landed on an event space, she's going to go ahead and actually use her chance card. We'll just discard it up there for now. And she's going to peek at the top event card. So we have inescapable laughter. You hear yourself laughing from another room. All players roll a d6. The lowest loses 1 sanity point. So since that doesn't seem too bad. So she's going to go ahead and use this one. She's not going to redraw. We'll discard that. So each player has to roll to determine who loses 1 sanity. So she rolled a 1. Let's see what Gus would roll. Gus rolled a 5. So Gwendy loses 1 health token, 1 sanity token. And now it's Gus's turn. Gus rolled a 2, 1, 2. Gwendy goes ahead and rolls. She rolled a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now Gus's turn. A 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Gus has to draw an event card. The Keeper's Ghost. Roll a d12, 1 through 4, minus 2 sanity tokens. 5 through 8, 1 sanity token. 9 through 12. All players spin the sanity spinner. So let's see what he gets. He rolled a 1, so he's gonna actually lose 2 sanity tokens. So as you can see, you're gonna experience the Keeper's Ghost throughout the board game multiple times if you land on event cards. She's in there a few times, and she's probably the most aggressive when it comes to losing health. But you also have events that are a little forgiving and give you health, and you also have chance items that are pretty forgiving and offer you health. So let's see, it's Gwendy's turn. She rolled a 1. Now it is Gus's turn. He rolled a 2. Whoops. Let's get rid of this. Gwendy rolled a 1, so she drew a chance card. The Asylum's Curse. So this card actually is pretty negative. So it's a passable card, and it does not end. You cannot, once it's in your inventory, it doesn't go away, and you have to pass it back and forth if you want. So your dice rolls are now half. Pass the curse to another player for minus 1 sanity token. So either Gwendy can, to explain this, Gwendy can roll the dice, but her rolls are basically in half, I should say. So she really only gets to roll a 1 through 3. We're not gonna, if she rolls a 6 or whatever, she just has to re-roll. But essentially, only a 1 through 3 are the rolls that count. If she wants to get rid of the curse, she'll have to give up an 8 health token or a sanity token in order to pass the curse over to Gus. So essentially, since that's in her inventory, and again, if you can recall, Gwendy can only hold on to 1 inventory item. So that's taking up space. It might be best for her to get rid of the sanity token and get rid of the curse. But for all intents and purposes, she's going to keep on to it right now and just roll throughout the game board. So Gus's turn. Gus rolled a 3, 1, 2, 3. Gwendy's turn. So she rolled a 1. Gus's turn. A 2, 1, 2. Gwendy's turn. So she's gonna re-roll again since it's half. I guess I should have reworded the card as well, but since it's half, she only gets to roll a 1 through 3. So a 2, 1, 2. Gus rolled a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gwendy rolled a 4, so she'll roll again. I will say this plastic is a little harder to roll on. A 3, 1, 2, 3. So Gwendy takes 1 HP damage, or 1 sanity token damage, since she landed on the patient's ghost. Now it's not looking too good for either of them right now. They're down to 3 HP, or 3 sanity tokens. Gus rolled a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good thing he dodged that trap right there. Gwendy rolled a 1. Gus rolled a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He takes 1 damage. Now I do realize too that since they're, hanging on to their sanity right now, it looks like they're gonna lose, because you have to have at least 1 sanity to make it to the exit. But there are items in the chance cards, or even in the event cards that can, you know, offer some HP. Gwendy rolled a 5, a 3, 1, 2, 3. Gus rolled a 3, so he drew an event card. Insanity spin. Spin the insanity spinner. Really quickly, we'll just read through it. So if you land on a 1, you go back 1 space. A 3 is go back 3 spaces. No effect, obviously nothing happens. And then insanity ensues. Deal -1 sanity to a player of your choosing. So we'll spin for Gus. Let's get rid of the card. And Gus, of course, he's gonna deal 1 damage to his little sister, Gwendy. And that's that. I think I like that aspect of the game that I've added where players can kind of, you know, deal damage to each other as well. It's gonna, you know, create some tension throughout the game board, the gameplay. For a 2, 1, 2. So Gwendy got a chance, but since she, you know, she has that in her inventory, she can't really use it unless she, you know, for that one, unfortunately, she can't discard it. So she has to either get rid of 1 health token or, you know, just keep that one. But this is kind of garbage to her right now, but just so you guys can see it, the Ghostly Keeper's clipboard. Swap places with another player within 6 spaces. You both lose 1 sanity. She just has to discard it. There's nothing she can do to play that card right now. A 3, 1, 2, 3. A 3, 1, 2, 3. Gus got a 3. And, you know, there is room for me to, you know, possibly change the starting health points from 5 to 6 just to offer some leniency. It just depends on how hard you want to make the game. A 2, 1, 2. Tough decisions. You encounter a door with suspicious red ooze leaking. Choose A to enter the door, draw 2 chance cards but -1 sanity, or flee, go back 2 spaces. So really, she's just gonna have to go back 2 spaces because she can't draw any chance cards with that in her inventory right now. Gus rolled a 2. I should have probably played some like spooky music in the background as well, just so that way, you know, set the ambiance. Because in a digital version of the game, I would definitely want some spooky music to play. 1, 2, 3. Gwendy's turn. 1, 2, 3. So Gwendy landed on the hole in the floorboard. So if you can recall, a 1 through 2, she doesn't go through. A 3 and 4, she hits the floor. So let's roll. Fingers crossed that she does not fall through, because that would be terrible for her. And she got a 1. I don't know if you could see it. She rolled a 1, so she's just chilling there. She doesn't have to go through the hole in the floorboard. Gus rolled a 3, 1, 2, 3. Wendy rolled a 2, 1, 2. Gus rolled a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's very close to the end. So, I mean, there's still a chance if he lands on that event space, there's still a chance he might die before he even reaches the exit. He's kind of hanging on to life. Gwendy rolled a 2, 1, 2. You know, if he encounters another one of the Keeper's ghost, then there is the high possibility 2, 1, 2. Gus, I think, is gonna make it. A 3, 1, 2, 3. And then Gus rolled a 2. I haven't really fleshed this out just yet. I guess I should have determined, but let me know in the comment when you review this if I should make the board game to where you have to roll exactly a 1 to get to the exit, or if 2 is just enough. Like, I mean, whatever you roll, obviously. I guess for now I'm just gonna say he made it to the exit. The game does still play through even if one person exits. It's not really like a who gets to the exit first. It's just more of meant to be a survival game. But again, I'm still kind of fleshing out ideas for when I want to make this a digital game. I did make it. I already imported this into tabletop, so me and some of my other friends can play online. But I think I might make another possibility of making like a winning, factor, winning condition could be like whoever ends up with the most sanity at the end. But again, this is mostly just a survival game. So right now, Gwendy landed on a patient stall, so she loses 1 health point, and she is kind of really hanging on to 1 life. She might not even make it to the exit, and I feel bad because, I mean, Gus just kind of left his little sister there in the asylum. A 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's hope she doesn't land on the patient's, the ghostly patient space, because then she's done for. Like, she's just, she's not gonna make it. A 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh no. Oh no, it's not looking good for Gwendy. No, this is gonna be terrible. No. So she landed on the patient stall and she lost her final sanity token. Unfortunately, Gwendy becomes one of the ghostly patients within the within the haunted asylum. So I really hoped you liked the playthrough. Gus ended up making it with 2 sanity tokens left. Again, there are 2 other characters to play with different abilities, which does alter the gameplay a little bit more. Again, also there's still some stuff that is getting fleshed out because I do want to continue to build on this. I had a lot of fun making it. I do just want to show you guys some of the other cards that I have that I made, just so you can see how kind of cool they are, the abilities. So I have the Shadow Twins, roll a d4 instead of a d6 to move. These are the event cards, by the way. You have the Keeper's Quarters, which it's on the game board. I didn't experience it throughout the gameplay just because, playing with 2, it would have made it really difficult. But essentially with this, you advance to the game board, and you could think of it like similar to Jail in Monopoly. You lose 2 turns unless you have a rusty key, which is found in the chance cards. You also have the Patient's Journal, which allows you to peek at the inventory of another player and you can steal that item. You have the Patient's Shadow. A shadowy figure appears and to your surprise it decides to help. Avoid the next trap or hole that you encounter. We have the Old Bag. You find an old bag, surely you can use it to hold something. This actually allows certain players aside from Gus. I mean, I guess Gus can use it too, but you can hold on to an extra inventory since it's not anybody else's ability other than Gus's. We have Eerie Warnings. Warnings written in blood cause you paranoia. Discard your inventory items. So, for instance, if you're playing Gus, you have to get rid of everything. We have the Keeper's Jar. This looks like a really old jar. It has random candies, medicine, and other sketchy things. All players roll a d12 If 6+, gain +1 sanity. So like I was telling you, there are mechanics in the game that offer you replenishment of your sanity tokens. Someone has your back. Advance forward 2 spaces, gain +1 sanity. We have our insanity spins, Patient X's file. This allows you to look at the next 2 event cards or look at another player's inventory and steal it. You also have a moment of silence. The asylum goes quiet, everybody gains +1 sanity, but the next event card activates twice. We have the Keeper's Gaze. You all feel watched, but she really only has her eyes on one of you. All players roll a d12, lowest roll goes back 2 spaces. And then just a couple of other ones, you know, here are the Keeper's Ghost. There's several variants that I made of her that I thought were pretty cool. And then just to show a couple of the item cards. So we have a Cracked Mirror Shard. This allows you to peek at you know, the next event, and then you can choose whether you want to discard or not. We have a Rusty Key that unlocks the Keeper's Quarters if you end up in there. You have Adrenaline Rush. Mistaken Identity causes chaos, so you can swap places with another player, and then you gain 1 sanity token. So that's, I wanted to create some sense of like challenge among the players, so you can deal damage actually with depending on how you roll or whatever, you know, cards you get, or even then you can swap places with another player. So if you're, say you fall through the floorboard and then, you know, somebody's way up here, you can swap with them. We have healing here, so the Bottle of Laudanum, which is just an old sedative, restores 2 sanity, or you can give it to another player. I know we didn't experience some of these just because I was running through it really quickly. We have the old straitjacket, so you lose your turn. We have a patient's doll. You disturbed a patient's doll. The patient pulls you to the nearest hole and you fall in. So if you're like up here, it will pull you to wherever's the closest one and you have to fall into that hole. So there's negative, you know, item cards as well. I tried to make them pretty balanced. You have a black candle, light it to repel 1 ghostly encounter. So you can use that if you land on one of these spaces, you don't have to take the damage. You also have glasses. Good thing you have glasses, avoid falling in a hole. I made a couple of these cards. Again, since Gwendy's the only one with that ability to not have to fall in the holes because of the D4, this kind of helps the other characters. You have healing bandages, straitjacket. Think again. Roll a d4, evens, draw another chance card, or odds, draw an event card. Sorry. And then we have Lucky Shoe, which is just a movement card. Reroll a d6. This just allows you a second roll upon your initial roll. Bottle of Ashes. If another player attacks during Insanity Ensues, you can cancel their damage. Another healing, another Cracked Shard. An unlabeled bottle, roll a d12. Odd, it was gonna give you +1 insanity. If it's even, it was poison. And then we have another key. So that's pretty much my game, my board game, Escape Dead End Asylum. I do know it was a long playthrough. I do apologize. I think it went kind of quick as well, but I hope at the end of the day that you enjoyed the concept. If you have any feedback or anything, just feel free to let me know what could work better. Maybe I need to work on the balance of the board game. It was a little difficult playing just myself. But I think all in all, it's definitely going to be a good game to keep in development. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.